Hello everybody and welcome back to Wins Classics. Some of you will probably wonder what's happened to the Rover P6. So I thought I'd do a little film on it today. While the other two have gone out in the Mini. So just giving it a clean and vacuuming out really. Just make it look a lot more tidier in there. As you can see, all the insides of the doors are all nice and solid. The only thing I'm going to do in a minute is just give under the bonnet a good clean again, because where it's been stood here, well, I've been sat here for a little while, she's looking a little tatty. Looks like I might have a dirty lens. It looks like I've got dirty lens. Or is that on that bit? That was just on that bit, I think. Yeah, so she's got slidey seats. As you can see, she's all really good. She's a bit of overspray there because she's had new bottom skins put on the doors. The previous owner done that. There's a little bit of rust just there, but yeah, nothing is it. I mean, she's an old lady. I mean, she's solid. I've had all the skin seals off. And she's solid under there. The previous owner's had it all off and he's had it all painted. As you can see, he's had lower bottom door skins. I think it was only just on this side actually, just the two on this side have been done. And all down in there. All up in there. It's all solid. The back wings have been taken off, there's no rot on the back of it. All under the seats are solid. That's the only bit, see, you can see where he's done a bit of bodywork along here. But all up, you can see where he's welded the skin in, but didn't bother painting that bit. These usually rot out along here real badly, but this one is solid. Just got a little speck just there, but she is really good up together. Door card's not too bad. Interior's reasonable up together, really. You know, it's all tidy interior. I gotta hurry up and do a bit of filming because it looks like it's gonna pour down, but I've given it a good clean out, good vacuum in. I'll show you the other side. The door's all shut nice. Same with this one, it's all been done, all been washed. Little speck of rust just there, but it's not holes, it's just paint flake. So with a bit of rubbing down, a bit of touch up with a bit of paint, that would look okay, because like all around here is all solid and up in there is all solid. The bottom of the door, not too bad. A bit of rimpy on the bottom, but not as bad as what some of them I've seen. This one's a good solderable door actually. And you can see it's one of the original doors. But it hasn't had a bottom skin put on. The door is shut really nice. The same with this one. Previous owners tried doing a little bit on the bottom of the door there. But that's about it. It's got a little nick in the door card just there. And the same here, that you can see where he tried spraying the bottom of the door and the overspray's gone on there, but ain't nothing really serious. And the same in that one there, it's all solid. Original sticker. So she's all up together. I mean, all the carpets are all okay. You know, they're not, I wouldn't say they're, the mats are good. The rest of the carpets, the original, the mats have been changed at some previous time. But yeah. I'll show you the inside the boot if I can find the keys. As you remember from the previous videos, I stripped all the boot out, checked it all, and with all the rain we've had, nothing. No water in there at all, no build up at all. Nothing at all. Absolutely dry. She still needs a clean up in there again. With all the trees and the bushes we got round here, you can see the little puddle of water there building up because it's not running anywhere. So ain't got nowhere to go. All down in there. All along in there. Solid. Absolutely perfect. I lift the boot mat up. I painted all this so you know it's fine. So it's all there. It's all fine. So rear bumper is not too bad. It's got a little buckle on it, but number plate light's good. Overrider rubber's coming off on one side, but it's nothing really that bad. But I mean, all the, like I said, all the doors shut fine. Front wings, panels, they're all pretty alright actually. You can still salvageable in this car. I mean, this front wing is the only bit there. That's the only bit there. But all like the panel, the chrome bumper is not too bad. Some pitting in it, a little bit of chrome pitting in it, but a bit of wire wool with some good T-cut in it. I could burn it all up, but it's just full of cobwebs where it's been stood here. I mean, the wiper blades are shot. It needs a new set of wiper blades. They totally had it. Wiper blades, for how long it's been here, the wiper blades have had it. And it just needs a good T-cut in, really. Good cutting bank, if you want to drive it as it is. I mean, it's a pretty solid car, really. I mean, it was garaged the biggest part of all its life until now. Effed out in the ring. And that's why I want to get rid of it. So she is up for sale. Anybody's interested. It was to be used for a wedding this year, but the wedding's been cancelled, so I don't think it's fair to leave it for another year outside here, just being started up and driven around the block a couple of times. So I think it's time to move it on, let somebody else have the rest of the work to do, which isn't really a great deal. I mean, a bit of body work. I mean, what's a bit of body work? I mean, like I said, you could drive it as is, or give it a full rub down and a coat of paint. I mean, all this is good. The panel's good. Original factory sticker, which has been there since the 70s, with the British Leyland logo in it. She just needs a good clean on the body, really, and the glass and everything like that. I mean, I've done all the inside, just giving it a good quick clean. So yeah, just whatever somebody wants to do. If it's up your alley and you want it, then by all means get in touch. So, but yeah, so I think it's going to be a waste if I leave her for another year stood there, just doing the odd drive around the block and keeping the battery charged and whatnot. I mean, so much money's been spent on this car. All the braking system's brand new. The rear discs are brand new. The rear calipers are brand new. All the pipes on the back are brand new. Same with the front. Everything's brand new. All the pads, everything. The shock absorbers on the rear, I took them off. You'll see in previous videos I took them off. Checked them to make sure they were still holding pressure. They're fine. Put all new rubbers on, put them back in. Same with the front ones. I've checked the front ones. They're fine. I had a new ball joint fitted on the passenger side because I had a clunking coming through the front, and it turned out to be the top ball joint was totally shot, worn out. You'll see that in the video. I've also changed the track rod end on the passenger side because we thought it was that originally, so that's all been changed. 2 outer steering arms, both sides have been replaced. They're brand new. No parts on this car are second hand, apart from the exhaust. That's the only part on this car is second hand, is the exhaust. There's a new alternator been fitted. All the hoses are brand new. Fuel pump was all cleaned out. Fuel tank was all cleaned out. Crank seal at the front has been replaced. New spark plugs. All new distributor cap. All new leads. All new inners in the distributor. Oh, the list goes on actually, what's been spent on the car. Absolutely goes on. It's just so much money was spent on this car, and we were the last thing I needed to do really was just get the bodywork up together and use it for the wedding this year. But yeah, so it didn't work out. The wedding's been cancelled because of all this lockdown crap what we had and stuff like that, so that's been cancelled now until next year. So I don't think it's fair to leave this car for another year outside. The only thing I can say is the badges is a 22 single car, but on the other side it says 22 TC, so it does need a couple of badges, or one badge. But I mean, everything on the car is solid. It obviously had the badge, which obviously fell off or something, and the previous owner put a 22 TC badge on there. I've changed all the tyres. All the tyres have been done, so it's got good tyres on it now, because previously the tyres that were on it were totally shot away. So they're all good tyres, and they were brand new on my SD1 Rover when I had it, so I took them all off and put them on here. She's a bit dirty on the bodywork, like I said, because we've had nothing but rain and crap up here, and the trees don't help and everything else don't help around here. So it gets very dusty, so I think it's a waste of time washing the bodywork. If somebody comes to look at it, then I will chuck a bucket of water over it just to make it look a bit tidier, but I'm not looking to hide anything. It does need a cutback, it needs a polished, and one thing I hate doing is cutting and polishing cars, so if I can, I'll do it, but if the worst comes to worst, I'll just leave it as it is and let the new owner do it. I mean, give him something to do. I mean, if you take all the fun away from somebody's project, that's it, isn't it? So all I can say is it's a good solid car. Like I said, the underneath is excellent. All up in the arches are good. It's all good. There's no holes. All the jacking points work. You can put a jack on it and jack it up. It all works. So yeah, you can actually take those rubber bunions out, put an actual jack in there and jack the car up. It does go up. No cracking, no creaking, no crunching. It actually will go up. Because that's how we done it. Changed the wheels there. We'd done it just with the jack. I couldn't be bothered with the trolley jack. We ended up doing it with the normal original jack. So there we are. So you all wanted an update of what's happened to the Rover, so there it is. So basically my project, which I've had now over a year, has come to basically an end for now, unless nobody don't buy it. I mean, I have been offered other cars in part exchange or swaps. I mean, I've been offered a BMW 750i 2006. He wanted to give me his BMW plus cash on top. I'm not saying how much. I've also got offered a Triumph Spitfire, but the guy got to try and find time to come down because he's got a long way to go. There was a guy what was totally interested in it, and he wanted to drive it all the way back 200 miles and asked me, is the car roadworthy, will it make it? I mean, how do I know if it's going to make it or not? I mean, so much money's been spent into the car. I mean, I haven't driven it very far. I mean, when I bought the car, I drove it, I don't know, 40 odd miles, 45 miles to bring it home, and it needed all the work doing to it. I mean, the exhaust fell off, I mean, the crank seal popped, and the oil was pissing out everywhere. So I mean, a lot of money's been spent into the car. So I mean, everything under the bonnet is basically brand new. The same with some of the suspensions, nearly new. I mean, the rocker cover gaskets are all brand new. Flipping all the engine mount rubbers are all brand new. Like I said, there's a list goes on of what's been spent on it, but will it make it 200 miles? I don't know. I don't know. I can't see why not. You see other people buying cars in people's gardens have been stuck there for flipping 5-10 years, gets them running and then drives them God knows how far. I know, I used to have a friend of mine who used to do that. So, and he was willing to buy it, this guy was. So, I mean, his train ticket was £200 to come down. And I said, well, if you're unsure, why don't you use the £200 plus whatever you're going to use in petrol to drive it back? Why don't you just get a transport guy to come and collect it? It'd work out easier and cheaper. But we never heard back from him afterwards, so he probably got his head up his ass over that. So So here we are. Oh, and I got offered, first of all, it was offered a Morris Minor. The owner looks up and says, would you do a deal on my Morris Minor plus cash? So he sends me some pictures. It needs some welding and God knows what else work done to it. I mean, I like Morris Minors. I quite like little Morris Minors. And it was something like that I was after, something small, for another project to move on to. But then we started talking, and then he starts looking up saying, would you just do a straight swap? I ain't doing a straight swap on a car what needs flipping 20 tons of welding just because you spent £400 on a set of wings for it. Not alone how much money I've spent on this. I mean, if I added it up, it's over £1,000 I've spent on this car. I mean, what I'm selling it for at the moment is, it wouldn't even cover what I've spent on it. I'm losing out a great deal. I'm just offering it out there to somebody who wants a survivor car, a solid survivor car. And that's how I look at it, as a survivor. You know, it hasn't been butchered, it hasn't had 20 tons of welding done to it. It's all the places where they're meant to rot out, this one's solid. Will you ever find another one like it? That's the thing. Will you ever find another one which don't need so much flipping welding? This one doesn't need anything. All it needs is a rub down and a coat of paint. But I mean, the leather just wants a good clean, really. Get some brightness back into it. Respraying the leather and stuff like that just to burn it up. But it's up to whoever decides to want it. But I could, you know, if somebody messaged me, I'll put it up on ramps and show you underneath. It is absolutely solid as a rock under there. I mean, I haven't painted the floor. All I've painted is the inner arches. That's all I've painted. I've had the wings off and painted the inner arches. That's all I've done. And there ain't no rot inside it at all. It's all solid. I just wanted to protect it before it deteriorates even more. Because this car, if it stays out here, it will deteriorate. It will rot. So I just want somebody to try and save this car for me. Like, take it off my hands, buy it off me, and do what they want with it. Put a coat of paint on it, or just drive it as it is. I mean, to me, I reckon it will just be driven as it is, because it's a survivor car. But that's up to whoever has it, innit? But we might even do a couple more videos anyway. Me and the missus, we might even use it this week, I think, whenever she got time off of work. That's the thing, it was whenever she got time off work to flipping go for a ride in it. But I don't know. All the headlining's good inside it as well, like I said. There's no rips on the headlining, it's all perfect. Interior lights all good, everything works on it, all the hazards, everything works. So there we are. You all wanted to know what happened to the Rover, and now I told you. That's the only reason. As you can see, headlining is perfect. Like I said, the leather seats, you can see the muck in the leather, but there's only ground in dirt which has been gone into the leather. But maybe a good clean on respraying back up again, that'll be fine. But like, the dash is all good. Oh, the speedo works, the mileage works. I've got all that working because it didn't work before, so now it works. Yeah, so it all works. It has gone up a bit from driving it around the block. Yeah, I've took the radio out because the original radio what was in here didn't work, so I found a blanker plate and I put that in. The wires are there if anybody wants to put a stereo in it. But it's only going to be, if you do it, you don't want to put a CD player in it. I reckon it kills these classic cars, putting CD players in. But yeah, there we are. Anyway, it's a muggy day today. I don't know if it's going to rain. We've had rain this morning, and I think that's about it. I've given you a little look around the car. Like I said, this will probably be one of the last videos on the P6. I might bring a couple more. I've just been driven. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. But yeah, so like I said, big thank you to everybody who subscribed, all you new subscribers, all the comments, super duper thumbs up for that one. And if you like, please like, subscribe. We'll bring you more on maybe one of the other cars, and We got the Mini, my son's Mini, which will be going into storage soon because he's going back into the army. So he'll be back driving his Rover 45 to back to camp. So his Mini will be going into storage. So they're out and about at the moment. Hopefully they'll bring you some footage because they're meant to be doing a small little video or whatever it is they're doing. But hopefully we'll have 2 videos on, maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow. Anyway, ta-ta for now. Bye bye.